Watch out for these tricks explained in detail on how to create a foggy, moody look by altering the background using the Lightroom app. I have chosen this bright, colorful photo with a person standing, for which we are going to change the complete complexion of the image. To add haze, you could go to the FX menu and use the dehaze slider and swipe it towards left, which adds a hazy look. But this is not the result you would be looking for. We'll reset it. We also have the bright spots in the sky we need to correct. I'm going to start in the light menu. The more foggy it gets, the less contrast it becomes. Different ways to lower the contrast, starting with reducing the highlights. Also the whites, which darkens the brightest spots in the image. We'll increase the blacks, which moves the darkest spots more into grayish area, increasing shadows too, lowering the contrast just a little. We'll tune the curves too, crushing the blacks and the whites, lowering the brightness further. Now we'll go to the color menu. Reducing the saturation, as in a foggy setting the colors become dull. Tuning the individual colors now, we'll move the reds more towards oranges, reducing its saturation. Reducing the saturation of oranges, which affects the skin tones also here. Moving the green hues towards cyans. Reducing the intensity of the blues. Next, I'm going to add a subtle background blur with the blur tool. This AI generator automatically detects the depth of field in the image. By toggling mask icon, you can visualize the depth information. Whites is where the focus is. Adding blur amount and setting it to about 31 here. You can see the difference. Now we'll start adding haze to the background with different options using masking filters. I'm going to start first by selecting the subject. This takes a couple of seconds with processing done on the cloud and gives you a decent result. I'm going to add a linear gradient filter to this selection. We'll drag the gradient from the bottom. So this adds mask to the whole foreground including the subject. Tapping on the main filter reveals the complete selection now. I'll be editing only on the background. So long tapping on the filter and selecting invert mask, which inverts the selection. Now we'll work on the selection. In the light menu here, first reducing the exposure a bit, highlights and whites too. Increasing shadows. In the effects menu, adding more haze and also reducing the clarity a bit. To add haze around the horizon, I'm going to add a linear gradient filter from top to around middle. Now we'll subtract this with another filter from the top. The selection you get is this. We'll subtract the subject from the mask too. Now for tuning the selection. Adding further haze here. Reducing clarity, also texture, which makes that part soft. We'll add a similar filter at the bottom. Adding haze and reducing exposure. Making sure the subject is not affected by subtracting its selection. There is a bit of bright spot in the sky. We'll use the luminance range filter for this. We'll move the pointer to the bright spot and then moving the range of the selection. We'll reduce the highlights and shadows here, which gives a subtle difference. Adding one more linear gradient filter from the top to select the top part of the sky. Reducing clarity and also the exposure to darken it. Now we'll select the subject and the foreground. We could do this by duplicating the first filter and inverting it, but it is easier to do with a couple of selections. We'll make this a bit more dark to add some contrast. Adding a bit of haze. We'll add one radial filter on the face. Adding just a bit of brightness. Going to color grading in the color menu, adding cooler tones to the shadows. In the effects menu, adding a bit of vignette. So here's the final look. Hope you found the tips in the video useful and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.